Hello everybody, my name is Zach, aka the Weather Gamer, bringing you a special APA video here. I am joined by Scheimtime. Did I pronounce that right?
You sure did, my friend.
Cool. This is his draft recap. He's not uploading for Indigo, so I decided that I'd grab a couple of the coaches that aren't uploading for APA Indigo, just sit down, talk with them, listen to their thoughts on their teams that they drafted, and just get to know them better. I know a lot of the coaches on the Crystal Gems already, which is the team that we're on, but Scheim is not one of them. So just to recap how APA works, in case no one else has watched any of the other videos that have gone up with this, it's Civil War. So it's teams of 8 versus each other, 24-man league. And so Scheim and I are on the Crystal Gems, which consists of myself, Torn, who's the leader, Scheim, Matthias, which most of you know. He and I have squared off quite a bit. He's been a part of WWC in that. Slackout, who I did one league with. Professor Chewy, who I've never met. Lord Ixie, which you guys know from WWC, PCF. I think that's all of us. Did I forget anybody while I'm thinking about it? Crystal Cove. The Commissioner of Indigo himself, Blinn. I forgot about Blinn. Blinn as well. But today's video is more, this one is for Scheim, so we'll go ahead and kick off and talk about his. You ended up replacing Savage, wasn't it? Like, he made one.
That's correct, yeah.
Okay, so, Savage, who you guys know from WWC and all that, he stepped away. We talked about that. Scheim ended up coming in after Savage made his first pick. So you didn't really get to pick your Uber. It's Ubers, by the way. I forgot to mention that. This is Ubers. So he ended up picking Mega Metagross before you took over. Why is my layout messed up? Oh, come on. If you want to go ahead and talk about that while I fix this real quick.
Yeah, for sure. So I kind of got lucky because I've had the opportunity to use Mega Metagross before. I had him in actually the very first draft league I was ever in. So for me, that kind of really helped, knowing exactly what I had in my Uber pick. And so then for my second pick, I immediately wanted to grab more power. I'm a power forward battler. And so I immediately went with my dragon type being Salamence. I felt like Mega Metagross and Salamence really complement each other really well. And it helps because with Salamence is 4 times weakness to ice, Metagross resists that. And I kind of swapped it between Salamence has that the ground type attack, the fire type attack. And so the combination of Immense and Mega Metagross is really good, especially when you make, Immense one of your crystal holders. It then even decreases the power of knockoff, which is normally strong against Mega Metagross. So right off the bat, I took 2 Pokemon that I was very familiar with and knew a lot about, and felt comfortable with using in so many different ways. A DD Ments, a special specs Ments, or light warp Ments, or your normal Z Crystal Ments with all kinds of coverage moves, choice banded Ments, scarf Ments with Moxie. There's so many different options. You can even run it bulky sometimes if you're really struggling to deal with a certain fire type, like a maybe even like an Infernape or something like that. So I felt like the combination of the two of them was really good and a really good start for me.
And then it gives you a wicked Dragon Steel core right off the bat.
Exactly, that's kind of what I was shooting for. Like, for me, I feel like Fairy Dragon Steel is just like the way to go with your early picks a lot of the times. And I know that your cores can sometimes be almost like, beginner binkies, where it's like, all right, where I'm drafting, and it's like I need to get this core to have my team start off well. But I didn't feel the need to just dive right into a fairy type with my third pick either, because I felt so comfortable with how the 2 of them played together. And so, wanting to keep up with the power offense, I went for a third physical attacker. Not probably the best idea, but I did it anyway because it worked out. I grabbed Terrakion. I felt like Terrak having that 108 base speed right in between Ments and Metagross was perfect. The combination of rock and fighting type offense is huge. Rock spam is one of the best types in draft league format, where you can just spam Stone Edge as long as it hits. It also gets access to Double Dance, so Rock Polished, and Swords Dance. The Justified really helps with Metagross, so that if I get hit by a Dark type attack, I immediately get a +1 attack boost. And if I'm Scarf Thrakion, people are going to be in a lot of trouble.
Yeah,
and so I felt like the 3 offensive mons right off the bat were going to cause a ton of problems.
Yeah, it's an anti-knockoff, basically. Like,
exactly.
You don't even have to carry an item because Terrakion's speed and its attack are so high that, like, if you didn't want to carry Life Orb or E-Belt or Scarf or something, just threaten that you were Scarfed and scare them, you easily take a knockoff and then revenge.
Yeah. And one of the things, too, that at this point I saw, that I'm like, alright, what I really want to do is I really want to build my main core off of all speed. Like, I wanted to be able to outpace and absolutely hammer my opponent's mons. Like, if I could just start breaking down walls right off the bat, and then kind of come in later with another Pokemon that's just as fast and clean everything up, I'll be in really good shape. So, I kept thing, and then I actually ended up grabbing my carry type for one I've always wanted to use, because I think it has a couple of really good abilities in Whimsicott. It's got that Grass Fairy typing, which allows me to, really utilize Prankster with and Sub, and Toxic, anything like that. And I can also utilize the Infiltrator ability, which allows me to use my Twin Blast and Energy Balls and Giga Drains and whatnot. Through Sub, no issue. And then lastly, it's Chlorophyll. If I ever decided to set up the sun for some ridiculous reason, I can double my Whimsicott speed. And being a base 160 speed, it's hands down already my fastest mon. I love that speed tier. I think that's perfect. And its typing allows it to have some natural bulk, which is really nice.
It forces so many Scarfers.
Exactly. And like, if I can force things to be locked into one specific move, and then get into one of my more offensive mons for free, basically, or taking minimal damage, I'm then going to start breaking things down and really kind of wearing out my opponent's team.
Yeah, it's nasty, and it was just that piece to resistance that you needed for your Fairy Dragon Steel core.
Yeah, for sure.
And Prankster is stupidly annoying.
Exactly, especially when you can just spam. If your opponent doesn't bring a Grass type to the mat, and you have Whimsicott, I can just over the spam Substitute and Leech Seed and Synthesis, and
you never die.
Yeah, it's such a pain to take down that it kind of really works. So like, I think at this point, I really looked at my team and go, okay, I'm gonna have a lot of offensive power, and then instead of having normal walls per se, I'm actually gonna have a lot more of pain in the ass stally kind of Pokemon.
Well, and you also, really with Whimsicott, it gets Tailwind, doesn't it?
Yeah, exactly.
So Prankster Tailwind, it doesn't matter if anyone runs a Scarfer.
I can throw down a Tailwind, you turn it out into Mega Metagross, and now Mega Metagross is get a +2 speed with its ridiculous attack stat and the ability to hammer my opponent's Pokemon. And so I kind of kept with that same theme, and actually with my 5th pick, I ended up taking Salazzle. Salazzle is a Pokemon that I really, really like. It's actually one of my favorite Gen 7 Pokemon. It's something that I've never used before, but I felt like its special attack stat was good enough where if I wanted to make it a late game sweeper of some kind, I could. But at the same time, having access to the Corrosion ability, where I can talk to Steel types and Poison types, is just brutal. Because at a base 117 speed, there's not a ton of Pokemon that outspeed this thing. If you get up a sub, you throw a Toxic on something, you can click Protect and just fall for days. And the Fire Fairy, or the Fire Poison combination is the ultimate Fairy kill. Which, for my team, I already have 2 Fairy weaknesses to my big offensive mons, in Mint and in Terrakion. And having Metagross and Salazzle there to deal with those Fairy types is just, I think, a really kind of synergistic combination.
Yeah, you have such a fast team right now. Like, my biggest concern as of right now, we still have the rest of your picks to go, is Trick Room. Trick Room would just be so easy to set up and stop you.
Yeah, I totally agree. I think Trick Room could be definitely be a problem. And I don't think my 6th speed really helps that very much. I kind of tried to keep up with the speed idea. I grabbed another over 100 base speed mod in Thunderous Therian, which is base 101, but it also rocks a base 145 special attack stat. So I feel like my attacking options are now a little varied, physical and your special attackers, which is awesome. Thunderous gets a ridiculous amount of coverage. It would be an awesome Z-Mon if I decided to do that. It's an excellent, also gets double dance between Nasty Plot, Agility. It's a great Life Orb Mon, Choice Scarf, like all those different things. And it just like outpaces all those base 100 Pokemon, which is, I think that really kind of helps my team a lot, because if I'm going up against someone with a Manaphy or Victini or Mega Gardevoir, anything like that, this thing is going to outpace them just about every time, barring a Scarf, and it's going to be able to get a lot of good chip damage off with Volt Switch or U-Turn or Thunderbolt or whatever other kind of coverage move I have.
It also stops Volt Turners for the most part on you as well.
Exactly, having the Volt Absorb was huge. Now, I didn't really have a big electric weakness at this point, but I still thought the immunity was great. Another ground immunity, I could flies, and I just thought Thunderous was like perfect. I really like fast electric types in Draft League. I think they're just so good.
I'm right there with you on that. Like, without a fast electric type, I just don't feel like I'm set.
Yeah, being able to pivot is so important in Draft League. And so having access to both U-Turn and Volt Switch with Thunderous, and then U-Turn with my Whimsicott, I'm starting to have a little bit of a U-Turn core too, which is perfect. I think that really kind of helps my team and allows me to scout for a switch or an attack, and then get into one of my big threats and hammer stuff down.
Yep.
And so after Thunderous, I really kind of addressed that idea that, okay, if I go up against a team that brings Trick Room, I might be in a little trouble. So I went with some more bulk and another dark type, actually, that gives Metagross, less fear of dark types. And I ended up with Tyranitar. I double up on the rock type, so I understand that I now have, 3 water weaknesses, so I don't really have the best Scald Switch other than Whimsicott. But I think I can address that later with some of the mods that are around, so I wasn't really too worried about that. Tyranitar for me is a very reliable stealth rocket, so that I don't have to blame it on Terrakion or Metagross being 2 more offensive. But at the same time, Tyranitar brings me a ton of bulk, a much lower speed tier, and the ability to set if I wanted to. That sand boost for the rock types to have that special defense boost is huge.
Is that only rock types, or does that translate to steel and ground types as well?
I believe it's only rock types.
Okay, because that's something that's always confused me.
Yeah, I believe it's only rock types, and so but that allows Terrakion and Tyranitar to immediately have a boost in the sand, which is nuts. Because if Terrakion can use one special attack and get up a rock polish or Swords Dance, sometimes it can just sweep from there on out. And T-Tar also gives me the Unnerve ability, and with the increasing amount of berries being used in Pokemon right now, having that and not needing to test sand could actually really come in handy at some point. So, knowing that I had a really good weakness in Scald, I went with a Pokemon that I felt could really handle that, and I went with Seismitoad. Having Water Absorb and being that water ground type, another electric, only 1 week, 4 times weakness to grass, and the freeze dry weakness. That's something you can play around. It's only very rare. So for me, Seismitoad felt like great glue for this team. It gave me another rocker, so now I have 4 reliable Stealth Rock Pokemon, 2 of which happen to be my more offensive Pokemon, so I'm going to rely probably more on T-Tar and Seismitoad to do that anyways, but it gives me that opportunity. It gives me a mixed attacker where I can use Scald and kind of spam that, or I can run Earthquake Waterfall. It gets access to things like Ice Punch, Rain Punch. I feel like Seismitoad was so good for this team.
Yeah, let's see. You do know it doesn't get access to Waterfall though, right? Seismitoad with its great physical attack gets no physical water type moves.
Did I lose you?
No! I didn't lose you.
Zach?
Hang
Hello?
on. Hang on, I'm looking. I'm still here. I'm still here. My mic's still here. I can...
Oh, there you are.
Okay.
Alright, I got you.
Yeah.
You're back.
You do know that...
Wait. There you are. Okay.
Yeah, you do know that Seismitoad doesn't get Waterfall, right?
Doesn't get what?
It doesn't get the move Waterfall.
Oh, it doesn't?
No, Seismitoad has amazing physical attack, but it does not get a fighting or a physical type water attack.
Wow.
Yeah.
You learn something new every day.
Yeah, no waterfalling for you. It's really stupid, to be perfectly honest. Like,
Yeah, it doesn't even make any sense. It's a freaking HM.
yeah, it just... I'm looking through its moveset right now.
Yeah, right.
There's no
It's all
waterfall.
special water moves.
Uh-huh.
Rip.
And it's not
Oh,
a special
it is what it is.
attacker.
I'll figure it out.
Yeah, but it does cover your water immunity too.
Exactly. It gives me the water immunity. But it does get access to things like Earth Power, Knockoff, Poison Jab, Power Up Punch. Like, it has a lot of coverage, which is really nice.
Well, on that poison touch ability, you could get some fun little poisons there as well on a
Yeah, some
knockoff or
cheeky
something.
poisons.
And it's not bad as a, like, it can run Rain Dance, Swift Swim, and then put in a lot of work as well.
For sure. I felt like Seismitoad just, it kind of really helped the entire team come together. And then, so from there, I kind of looked at it and I was like, alright, where do I want to go with the rest of this draft? I have 2 to 4 picks left. I'm not really sure exactly how I want to do this. And so I figured, you know what, I might as well grab the bulkiest Pokemon in existence, basically. And I went with the Moonduck Pokemon Cresselia. I have always, like, loathed this Pokemon because I felt like sometimes breaking this thing is just such a pain in the butt. It can just get very aggravating. You don't have a strong Dark type or a really strong Ghost type, or you don't have a fast Mom with Toxic. And so its ability to set up Calm Minds and Moonlight up and just spam one attack, whether it's Psychic or Moonblast or Psyshock or Shadow Ball or whatever, is just ridiculous sometimes. And it gets annoying. I don't want to get one of those Pokemon on my team where it's just really annoying. And I think it kind of fits really well with them on like Salazzle and Whimsicott, which are really good at being annoying. And so it kind of gives me a different style of Volt than would be your normal average, bulky Pokemon that just come in, take a hit, and switch out. And like, because Cresselia can do so many things. I can run Toxic, I can run Calm Mind, I can kind of do a lot of different things with it. And so I felt like Cresselia really kind of added another layer to this team.
Yeah, the biggest issue with it is it suffers that stupid 4-move spot syndrome.
Yeah, exactly. I think that's its toughest issue, but like when that's your biggest issue, I think overall that's a pretty solid Pokemon to have.
Yeah, it's. I considered taking this at one point when Necro was coming off the board. I was like, I could take Cresselia. It never dies. You're right, it never dies.
I don't understand it. It's impossible to kill sometimes.
I mean, even if you ran like a Rest, Sleep, Talk, Calm Mind set and just said screw the sub, it wouldn't die.
Yeah, exactly.
You just heal the poison
and having
off.
the access to Levitate gives me yet another ground immunity, which really helps my Mega Metagross, my Terrakion, my Salazzle, my T-Tar. So I felt like it made sense.
Definitely.
And then I ended up grabbing Stoutland with my next pick. This was suggested to me actually by Tornado. He kind of was like, hey, like I saw you have Sand with T-Tar. Stoutland may be a good way to go to give you a Sand Sweeper if you want it. And I was looking at it and I was like, you know what, it actually is really good for my team. T-Tar and Terrakion right now are my only fighting type weaknesses. And so Stoutland gives me that. It also gives me an Intimidator on top of Ments. So I think one of the things that people underestimated about Stoutland is its ability to be bulky. Throw leftovers on that thing with Intimidate, and you can give it that max HP and sometimes a lot of max defense or special defense. And it can eat up a lot of hits because, like I said, the only thing that hurts it is real strong fighting. which I have good switching with flying Pokemon like Menzekid Thundurus, a psychic Pokemon like Celia, Whimsicott, which resisted, and Salazzle resisted.
It's what,
So for
base
me, I felt
90s
like-
across the board?
Yeah, basically. I'm pretty sure it's just
It's like,
basic.
I think it's 90-90 for defense and Spadef and like 85 HP, so it has natural bulk.
Exactly, and it's not super low either, sits at a base 80. So if I really want to run Sand Rush, I could, and that'd be nice. But yeah, having 85 HP, 110 attack, and then 90 defense and special defense. That's as solid as it gets. And I felt like really late in the draft with not a lot of points to use, I felt like it was a really good Pokemon.
Yeah.
And then with my last pick, I really went back to myself. I wanted another half, and I didn't Ghost type. I wanted a fighting immunity, and I get that with Frostlass. Frostlass gives me a base 110 speed, which allows me to really kind of dabble with the idea of using it as a choice scarfer or a choice effect mod. On top of being able to set spikes and have access to Destiny Bomb, which is really nice. And then it also gets access to Ice coverage. It's Stab Ice, which again, just like Rock, it's a very spammable attack a lot of times. There's not a bulky water type on the other side of the field. And so I really like being able to have access to Stab Ice beam, or Blizzard if I need it, or anything like that. And so I think Frostlash really kind of ended up putting the team at the end. I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 Pokemon at base 100 or higher, which makes my speed ridiculous. I really like that. And then on top of that, I still have Pokemon that hit those lower speed tiers. In case somebody thinks, I'm just going to run Trick Room, well, I bring Tyranitar, Cresselia, Soxmatone, and they're going to have to deal with those as well. So I think overall, my team is really different. It's a lot of Pokemon that I've never used before, a lot of new things, but I think it synergizes really well. I think there's a lot of weaknesses here, but at the same time, I think those weaknesses are covered by the resistances of their teammates, which really, really helps his team, and I'm actually really excited to start battling this team.
Yeah. You also have Cursed Body with Frostlass.
Oh, and on top of that too, we have our picks. So we get one at 20 points or less, one at 15 points or less, and one at 10 points or less. So for my Z mods, I ended up taking Salazzle as my 20 or less mod. And so I didn't have a ton of less point mods. It really jumps because Ment, Terrakion, Thundurus, T-Bar all sit at 16 points. So I ended up using Salazzle as my 15 and under Pokemon, and then Whimsicott as my 10 and under. They both sit at 10 points. I felt like those were just my best options as Crystal Mode. So I'm going to use Salamence, Whimsicott, Salazzle with
Yeah, those are definitely some good Z Crystal users. If you don't bring Frostlass, you do have Stoutland Scrappy. That's always an option. I just remembered that thing gets scrappy for some reason.
Yep.
Choice Banded Retaliate in Sand. Like, what's switching into that?
Yeah. Very true.
Yeah, and I mean, Trick Room, while it's an issue, Cresselia can learn Trick Room.
They just reset it.
Yeah, and it's slow enough. It can be the anti-Trick Room tank that you need. So, like...
Oh, for sure. And, I mean, T-Tar really hits that lower speed, too, as well. Whereas, I mean, majority of Pokemon that is Trick Room are going to be Psychic type, which T-Tar has a field day against for the most part.
Yep, and you get the Spadef boost on the sand, so something like Reuniclus can't just drop Focus Blasts on you for days.
Yeah, or HP fighting or something like that.
You can always run a Choppleberry if you need to. Like, there's so much you can do. Like, initial thoughts when I saw this, I was like, he's way too fast. Just someone bring Trick Room and he's done. And the more I've listened to you talk about it and the more I've looked at it, it's like, no, he actually could take care of this. This is well built. This is well balanced. It's no, oh god, who got it? Was it Jack or someone? Oh, I gotta go look at this roster. It's no Marshadow, Megazard X. Like, I don't remember whose roster that is, but it's definitely one of the more potent rosters in my mind. And I'm glad that it's on our team and not something I gotta play against.
Yeah, I'm really excited. I think this is gonna be a tough. And I think this team is really unique for me. It lacks a little bit of the pivoting that I would normally like. I really only have 2 Mons that can pivot really well, but I mean, overall, this team hits like a freaking truck, and that kind of excites me. It gets me going a little bit, so I'm very, very excited.
Yeah, it takes hyper offense to a new level.
I would say so, yeah.
Alright, did you have anything else you want to say about your team?
No, that about does it for me.
Alright, well, I would like to definitely thank you for stopping by and doing this. It's great to sit down and hear other coaches talk about their teams, get to hear it, because there are Mons on here that I would like to try someday, or I have tried, and just, like, they haven't worked for me, and hearing, oh, you can do this, that's actually really great, because, like, now I can try some of these. Like, Salazzle, I would love to try Salazzle someday.
Yeah, I think Salazzle, it looks so cool. The speed step, special attack stat is perfect, and that corrosion ability is really, really cheeky. So I'm really excited to use Salazzle this year.
Yep. So with nothing else, I think I'm just going to wrap it up here. Definitely thank you again for joining. Guys, definitely...
More than happy.
Guys, definitely, if you want to meet Scheim, I highly recommend the Weather Gamer Discord, because from there I can get you connected to Panther, who can get you connected to APA, which then can get you connected to Scheim. Unless
follow me on Twitter.
Okay, I will get your Twitter from you and post this down below, because I didn't know about that. So, links in the description down below. Check out Scheim's Twitter. Go check out Griffin Feather's Twitter. He's the amazing artist that does all my artwork for me. I didn't show off much of it today. Go check out Twitch. You guys know that I Twitch stream, try to Twitch stream regularly when I don't mess up my throat and all that like last night. So we'll be back streaming next week. Check that out. Go drop a follow. You can find out when we're live. Weather Gamer Discord. That's where my league is, the WWC. Best place to catch up with me outside these leagues and these videos. If Scheim decides he wants to join that Discord, you can connect with him there. Otherwise, like I said, we can do a bunch of hoop jumping and get you to APA if you want to hang out. Talk to Scheim, pick his brain at all if he's up to that. Yeah, with all that being said, I'm going to get out of here. I will see you guys in the next video. Again, thank you, Scheim, for stopping by. See you guys next.